Hi Pisces, happy birthday and welcome to your March 2020 Astrology 33 reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, I'm actually taking a break from those for a while, but I'll probably start them back up around April. Just keep an eye out on the community section of the page, and I'll make an update there if I do start them a little early, but most likely it'll be in April. And as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always. Then we have a couple of oracle cards we'll take a look at after we get to the main spread, and also a mudra card. So getting started with the main spread. The main situation position, we have the Sun card. So this could just be as simple as pointing out to the fact that you guys are going to have the Sun moving through your sign, right? It could be as simple as that. Maybe people wishing you happy birthday, so on and so forth, right? Maybe going out and celebrating that a little bit. But more than that, I feel like you could just feel energized. Maybe you feel like you're getting some recognition beyond just, the birthday wishes. Maybe you're getting some kind of recognition and experiencing some form of success. But overall, just looks like your mood is definitely a little bit elevated at the very least. It looks like this is definitely a bit of a celebratory energy, feeling lighthearted and just ready to take on the world, basically. Speaking of the world, in the challenge position, you guys actually have the world card. So for this coming up in the challenge position, it could just be saying that maybe on one hand you feel like you are receiving some recognition, right? Maybe you feel like you have achieved a certain level of success, but maybe you have goals and aspirations that are beyond that. So you feel like you still have a ways to go. So, on the one hand, just be mindful of that. Make sure it doesn't turn into like a negative type self-criticism type thing, where you feel like, oh, I should be further along in life, right? But for most of you, I don't feel that's the case. It's just that, you're happy with the level of success you've achieved to this point, but now your vision is expanding to, grow even further. This can point to Leo energy, which for you guys is your sixth house, so this can be some recognition around the workplace as well, especially since this is a card that represents Saturn energy, which is Capricorn's ruler, and that's the natural 10th house. So this can just be saying that maybe you guys are experiencing some success in the workplace, but you still feel like you have higher levels you want to reach. In the foundation position, we have the Nine of Cups. So this is actually Pisces energy right here. It represents the middle 10 degrees of Pisces. So for those of you with your placement there, maybe this will resonate with you a little bit more. But this is another card that points to contentment at the very least. This is that energy of knowing what you bring to the table and, being comfortable with that. But the only thing you want to look out for, if we look at the body language of the person there, they have their arms crossed and, look a little bit smug, right? So just make sure you don't take it a little bit too far. But yeah, it looks like overall, and this could even just be saying that maybe you have a lot of demands on you too, but you're just, insisting on staying lighthearted and enjoying yourself, right? Maybe you're like, the world can wait, right? You're like, it's my birthday month, I'm going to enjoy it. Any larger issues, I could take care of them when the time is right. But right now, you just want to be, lighthearted and enjoy yourself, basically. In the past position, we have the Moon, the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. So interesting energies here. You guys are one of the mutable signs, and then this is Sagittarius energy, which is another mutable sign, and this is Virgo energy, which is another mutable sign. So a lot of mutable energy there. And then with the Moon could represent confusion too. So for some of you, you might have felt like there was a push-pull dynamic as far as, given that Sagittarius is your 10th house of career, and this is Virgo energy, which represents your opposite sign. Maybe you might have felt like there was a bit of a push-pull, trying to find a balance between your career life and possibly having a romantic relationship. Maybe there was some, struggles there. For some of you, you could have been potentially trying to decide between two people, a fire sign and an earth sign. Most likely Sag and Virgo, but could be any of those signs. And then for others of you as well, given that we do see the world there, maybe this is pointing to some kind of a large trip you wanted to take as well, and maybe there was a bit of a struggle getting the money together for that. So that could be what was at play for some of you as well. And as far as timelines go, maybe this is saying that, something that you might have even started around the time of Virgo or the time of Sagittarius. You could have been, there could have been some confusion around that, and maybe that's going to come to light now when you guys have the full moon energy in Virgo and then also the new moon in your sign. So that could bring up some of those topics again for more review. In the present position, we have the King of Swords. This is actually Aquarius energy, which for you guys is your 12th house. So on the one hand, this could just be you guys just taking a bit of a detached position towards things and maybe trying to look at what needs to stay and what needs to go. So that could be what you guys are doing too. Maybe you're just reevaluating areas of your life and seeing, okay, what should I keep? What should I let go of, right? That could be what's at play for some of you as well. Again, because like I said, maybe you guys have reached a certain level of success and maybe you're happy with that to a certain extent, but now you're trying to think to yourself, okay, well, I want to get to the next level, right? So what would I need to do in order to do that? So this could just be pointing to that energy. And for some of you, keep in mind that you guys are going to have Mercury retrograde, so in your sign, and then it's going to go back into Aquarius in the early part of March before, going back into Pisces. So that could be pointing to that too, where maybe there could be a little bit of confusion, a bit of a mental fog around your thoughts too. All right, in the near future position, we have the Eight of Cups. So this is more Pisces energy, but the difference here, this is, whereas this is more of a letting life come to you type of energy, this is more of a going out and taking action energy. So this could just be saying that maybe that's the realization that you came to, which is to say that maybe you realize that you've gotten content, right, with the way your life has been. And now you might come to the realization with that King of Swords energy that, okay, yeah, this is cool and all, but, I want to achieve higher levels, so whether it be career, romance, just, anywhere in life. So maybe this is you realizing, okay, in order for me to reach that higher level of fulfillment, I'm actually going to have to take action and go out and pursue it, right? So that could be what's at play there, and that could be what this energy is pointing to. And this represents the first 10 degrees of Pisces, by the way. So as far as timing goes, this could just be saying that for some of you, maybe even during the very end of February leading into March, that could have been when you made the decision. As far as the energy you guys are bringing to the situation, we have the Two of Wands. So this is actually Aries energy here, but at the very least, this represents that same energy, right? Wanting to start something new. Again, there's definitely an indicator that some of you might be wanting to travel. Maybe even that's what it is too. Maybe you're saying this, for some of you, this could have come to a realization where you feel like you might not have seen enough culture, right? So maybe you're like, oh, I want to go out and see the world. And maybe that's been a bit of a difficulty as far as the finances go for that. But, maybe this is you just realizing, like, on a world level, you feel like a child in a way, as far as you're like, okay, there's so much I haven't seen, so much I haven't done, right? So maybe you're just trying to push yourself to experience more things. And with the Two of Wands energy, it definitely represents taking action. So really, this and the Eight of Cups here, it looks like you guys are definitely going to be in an energy of taking action. With the Sun energy there too, it looks like you guys have some optimism to you about wherever you're planning to go as well. So definitely some pretty good energy overall. In the environment position, we have the Star card. So more Aquarius energy here. So some of you might actually be dealing with an Aquarius, whether that be in a romantic sense or just, maybe someone who knew you might have met recently who's inspiring you. That could be what's at play there. But what stands out to me is this could represent that now you realize, what could get you to that next level as far as happiness goes. Like I said, the Nine of Cups in the foundation, that's still a pretty good energy to be in, but it's not the Ten of Cups at the same time, right? So maybe this is you guys coming to a realization of, okay, yes, this is good, but in order for me to get to that maximum fulfillment, I'm going to have to take action, right? And if we look at the way the Eight of Cups, the person's walking right toward the star. I feel like this is representing your energy. So it could just be saying the energies at play, again, maybe having Mercury retrograde in your sign has had you reevaluating things in your life in a certain way, shape, or form, and realizing, okay, now that I've done that, this is what I need to do to move forward, right? That could be what's at play there. But either way, this is usually referred to as a wish fulfillment card. Maybe you guys actually might have gone through a bit of a tower moment recently, and maybe this is you coming out on the other side of that. Maybe even that moon in the past, maybe that could have represented some depression for some of you. And now you're finally out on the other side of that, and you're getting back out and exploring again. That could be what's at play for some of you. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this can possibly be again, maybe a financial concern that some of you guys are having, where again, maybe like I said, you have these grand plans to do some things, but maybe you feel like financially you're constrained a little bit. That could be what's at play. And like I said, maybe if this is workplace stuff too, where going back to the workplace scenario, you could feel like you're achieving a certain level of success, but you might feel in the grand scheme of things. So let's say you're at a job, right? And whatever position you're currently at, you're at the maximum level at that job where, you can't go any further, right? You've achieved every accolade you can on that level. So you're like, okay, well, this is great, right? But in the grand scheme of things, it's like you're almost like a child in the grand scheme of the job, right? So now you might want to move up to the next level, right? Apply for a promotion or something along those lines so you can continue to grow. And maybe that's a realization you came to. You're like, okay, well, yeah, it's cool to be recognized for doing this job, but now I've gone as far as I could go. So now I want to go to that next level, right? So I can, start all over again, essentially, and get accolades at that next level. So that could be what's at play for some of you. And in the outcome energy, we have the Page of Pentacles. So this, to me, is basically very similar energy to the Ace of Pentacles. So that's a positive thing as far as if you guys are having a bit of concern around money, trying to think about where that money would come from. To see the page here could represent that you might receive some offer as far as finances go. Now, what stands out to me with the page energy, with the pentacles in particular, is it looks like that pentacle is just out of his reach, right? So it could just be saying that maybe there'll be some discussions around finances, but, maybe you'll actually receive an offer, but they could just, let's say, as a common example, maybe they mention you're going to get a pay raise, right? But you might not get that pay raise. It might not go into effect until April, let's say, right? So, okay, now you know that you can expect to see that money, but it's just going to be, you have to wait for it, right? Because they might say, okay, that pay raise will go into effect April 1st or something like that. So, all right, that's cool. You find that out in March, but you still have to wait a while to actually get that next payment. So that could be what's going on there. And at the bottom of the deck, you guys have the Emperor. So this can definitely be workplace for some of you, because sometimes this can represent a boss energy, and maybe for some of you that's what you're aspiring to be, right? Like I said, maybe you're trying to move up in the ranks in your current job. Given that this is Aries energy as well, this could definitely just say that you're heavily focused on finances, because Aries being your second house, that is the house of finances. And there's going to be some energy moving through there too. Venus will be moving through there. Mercury, I don't think will get there until April, if I'm not mistaken, due to retrograde stuff. But yeah, there'll definitely be some energy moving through there. And Mars, which rules Aries, will actually be in Capricorn, which is your 11th house of friends and groups. So, maybe, again, especially with that Aquarius energy we see there, maybe you might connect with a new group that can lead you to some new opportunities and new abundance. That could be what's at play there as well. All right, moving on to your oracle cards. First, we have Loyal Heart. There's the artwork, and the number is 35. Let's see what that has to say. Okay, it says fidelity, loyalty, devotion. The oracle's message. Evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart, knowing that spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected, and divinely directed. So, pretty good message there, and maybe that's even what it is for some of you. Like I said, maybe where you might feel like, okay, well, I'm getting praise for the job I'm doing, right? But maybe you're feeling like the financial compensation hasn't followed just yet, right? And maybe that's what that's saying as far as loyalty there, which is to say that it might be a bit delayed, but eventually they will communicate to you that, hey, by the way, we appreciate the job you've done. Here's some additional money, whether it be a bonus or a raise, right? That could be how it plays out for some of you. The relationship message says your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitment and trusting in divine protection. So definitely an interesting message there. I didn't get much of a romantic relationship vibe there, but for those of you interested in that, hopefully that resonated with you. All right, the prosperity message says your long-term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident in a world of conditions where your aspirations for success assume form in reality. Success is finally taking shape. If you are loyal to your dreams, faithful to your plans while remaining flexible and devoted to serving others, you will be shown proof of your true prosperity. This is a time for a joyful celebration of spirit, your manifesting partner. So, I could definitely see some of that energy there as far as, like I said, we do see the star card in the environment. And maybe this is even what this is about, too. Maybe some of you guys are, like I was saying with the group affiliations, maybe you're doing some more humanitarian work. Maybe you found that that would be more fulfilling for you. So even if we look at these cups, let's say they represent money in this situation, right? So maybe you had the Nine of Cups job, right, where you're happy, but you're like, okay, well, I'm not as fulfilled as I could be. So maybe you decide to join a nonprofit, let's say, right? So maybe it's a little less money. You go from the 9 cups to the 8 cups, but it ends up being more fulfilling for you as a whole. You know what I mean? Maybe that's how it could be playing out for some of you. All right, and the next card we have from the Spirit Animal Oracle, we have Elephant Spirit. It says learn from the past. There's the artwork, and the number is 25. Okay, it says, although we often wish we could leave the past behind, Elephant Spirit reminds us that memory matters. We must respect the wisdom of the elders who hand down to us traditions they have shaped to express our connection to each other and respect for the community. What has come before informs what we are experiencing today, and we must never forget our legacy of strength and dignity. Elephant Spirit appears with the message that we are to acknowledge that which came before and learn from it. All of us are memory-based creatures, and we must revisit the past to understand where we are and where we are going. The stories of events you experience, the stories in our collective memory, and the stories of relationships you have had can be told many ways. What story will you tell? Elephant Spirit is here to encourage you to make it one that stirs in you a sense of power and dignity, for you have honored yourself by choosing to learn from your past. Spirit rejoices at your willingness to learn and grow. So definitely an interesting message there. I like that last sentence too, where it says Spirit rejoices at your willingness to learn and grow. Because like I was saying, that's what I was picking up on a bit with the Sun card in the world and the challenge position, where like I said, you guys might have achieved some level of success where you're at, but you might come to the realization there's still much more I want to accomplish, right? And now this could be you going out to pursue it and then being rewarded for doing so. So hopefully that message resonated with you guys too. And then the last thing we have is a mudra card for you guys. The one that you guys got is the Kubera mudra. There it is there. Keyword for it is abundance too, so that sounds pretty good. All right. And let's see if we can get it to focus. There we go. So if you guys wanted to take a screenshot or pause it to read what it has to say, you can. But under benefits, it says clears the frontal sinuses and helps to balance left and right nostrils, improves sense of smell, sharpens inner vision and ability to more clearly see your path in life, helps create abundance, especially related to virtuous desires that take into consideration the welfare of all beings. So if that sounds like something you think would be beneficial for you, I will put the name of the mudra in the description of the video as always. We'll wrap up there. Once again, happy birthday, guys, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.